Hello everyone, today I'm working on a 2013 Mercedes-Benz C250. Just want to give a quick rundown and a few tips and tricks that helped me. I had a bit of trouble with this car, if I'm being honest with you, because I had never done one of these. But here we are now. So first thing you want to do, if you're going to be doing a timing job where you're going to change out chains or guides or even balancers, is get it at top dead center, and this one you're going to move the crank sprocket. There's going to be an indicator on the cover, and it's going to stick out a bit, where you're going to line it up with this mark right here, the 0T. And what that's going to do is going to put it at top dead center, where you're going to need to lock it in place. After you remove the valve cover, you're going to put this tool. I actually got this off Amazon. You're going to lock it in place. You need to make sure that the arrows line up with the timing marks up top and the bottom. After doing something like that, to get the guides out, you will need to remove the pins that are here. The first pin, which is this one, came out fairly easy with I ended up using a 10mm bolt, and I put a nut over it, and I kind of used it as a press, because I'll use this as an example. I threaded it in. There's a cover on these actually, so you have to take off the covers. I threaded it into the pin, and on the outside with the washer, something that's bigger than this this pin, when I was threading in the bolt, it was actually pulling it out. So it was being used as a press, which was really good for this one. However, on this side, that didn't work. I highly recommend you use the tool they actually tell you, which is this one, which I got it a bit late. This one actually threads into the pin, and with this bolt, it'll actually work as a press to pull it out. This is pretty easy. I found it on Amazon. Until you look up something like well, here's the box if anyone's interested. It's a timing chain guider pin extractor. Next thing, for those pins, if you're lucky enough and like me where it broke, I had to actually use a tool I made, and I got help from my brother. We put it in there. I cut part of the pin so that I could weld it in there. We tacked it here and here around, and I used this 19mm socket I have, or something heavy that'll fit. I mean, you can even put a plate here and weld it if it comes out. And I used it as a hammer so I could pull it out. It pulled it out fairly fast. It's a very heavy, it's a weighted socket. So that's a tool you guys could use. I hope that's helpful. Next thing is this guide right here. If you're going to be switching out this guide, you'll realize that when you try to put it on, or when you try to take it off, actually, I should say, you can, because the head is in the way. Well, there are videos I did see of a guy, you know, bending it out and flipping it this way and then bringing it in, and he, like, you know, leaps it over. However, I'm a bit scared that this will break. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to extract this pin right here and just buy a new one. Or whatever I tack here, I'm going to weld it off. It's probably not the best way. You should actually remove the head. But I'm actually not going to be doing that on this car. If possible, I'm just going to buy another pin and push it back in after I install this. But hopefully these tips work for you. I know it did for me. If you're going to be removing the cover as well, you will need to remove, I believe, all the accessories around it. I have the alternator out there. I've unplugged it simply because I don't want any cords to be pulled or ripped. And obviously the timing cover here has the thermostat. I highly recommend you leave some bolts on there, because then, you know, sometimes we all forget. But here's the thermostat. You will need to remove the water pump, tensioners, pulleys, etc. If it would be of any help, you guys can leave a comment, and I'll get back to you guys. I kind of found a better bolt here. I'm gonna use this bolt to use it on here. Weld it on there and use this as a jackhammer, a slide hammer to back this pin up. I'll try to clean it up the best I can. If not, I'm just gonna buy a new pin. But for those of you wondering, I'll show you the results right now. If I'm successful, hopefully this tip will work for you too. All right, this is what I was talking about, guys. Look, welding a piece right there, and this has this stopping the weighted socket. You can also, if the socket's coming out, you can put a plate here. But what I'm doing is I'm actually going to be removing it. If you can see, it's coming out now. There we go. So